I don't know. We're probably going to see more of that here, I would have to expect, from Hui, especially. I mean, this man is a monster on this, and looks like we need a pause, actually.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully it's not going to take too long for him, but Cozy back on the Ana. That is something very very excited to see here. You know, Beast Halo is someone we also haven't seen in action for a while, having played on a couple of good teams in the past, actually one in particular in the past. I believe it was You Guys Get Paid, I believe was the team he played for, yeah, who had a little bit of a run, not a big run by any means, but they looked decent, I guess you could say, in the Overwatch Contenders Season 0 in the group stages. Didn't make it out of the group stage, but you know, Beast Halo was a part of that roster, so a lot of experience. Mac as well, a lot of experience coming out from the side of band from EHarmony, and hopefully,
Horthic.
you know,
I think Horthic and Addicted were both on the Portugal team.
Yeah, I think they were. So the fact of the matter is they have a lot of experience here, and so I hope that, you know, no matter the result we see here today in this match or in the finals, if they make it that far, you know, we get to see these guys stick together and give it a real chance. Sometimes it can take a while to get things gelling, but we're gonna have this one out right away. Inarashi on the Doomfist, Hui on the Doomfist, so we'll see how this matchup goes right away. Hui actually takes a little bit of a flashbang to the face there from Sinker. Inarashi capitalizes on that mistake. Can Addicted, though, follow through. He's actually pressuring out Hang there from behind. Opens up an opportunity for Beast Halo to find a charge in there. Regardless, they are outnumbered now, waiting for Hui to get back into the action.
Sinker's out of his mind right now. What is this, man? He just landed some crazy flick shots on this McCree here and actually zoning them off at the point. Beast Halo somehow going to avoid that Deadeye.
Well, he did get taken down regardless. Sound barrier now out from Badger. Going to give them that added support they needed, but look at Horthic right now. He's trying to melt these guys down. Hui from the side as well gets hit with the bio grenade, and now the nano boost is out on the Catachrist. He should be able to finish off Mac in the corner here. They've got the numbers here for the offense. Just need to take care of this Tracer, who I don't think will be able to contest. And maybe they get back in time to look for a hold. No, they're going to pull off this one here and give up the point.
So we will see a very good time set by Bedtime Fugitives. They looked good on King's Row before. I mean, it was a little close at the end of the day, but maybe now that they're a little bit more warmed up, they feel a little bit more confident on this map here. But already looking good. Great start there. Earthshatter at the ready for both of these guys. And a whiff out from Hang.
There's the Graviton Surge into the Meteor Strike. They find a couple of kills off of that one. And like you said, the big whiff from Hang didn't really allow for them to get much set up. So pretty much a needed hold, I'd have to say there from Dan from EHarmony. And something to kind of compare this push to from the side of Bedtime Fugitives here is that in the round of 8, they only captured that first checkpoint with 40 seconds remaining. So to have over 5 minutes and 15 seconds originally allotted to them for the second checkpoint is really big. But in the back, Addicted being a nuisance here with the Tracer.
Beast Halo is actually getting bullied a little bit, tossed around for a short time there, but now it's his turn. It's a toss Hang around, and they actually make a great hold in the archway here. A band from EHarmony going to sit Beast Halo in this lobby here and just hope that maybe they can find a good flanking Earthshatter. Catachrist doesn't even see him. They have no idea that he's here. They smell him. Someone just take a sniff.
Oh, there he's looking for it. Oh, he hits 4 of them with it. The nano boost out onto Horthic as well. And that's all she really wrote there for that fight. I don't think the nano boost was necessary onto Horthic because of just an excellent setup there from Beast Halo. I don't think that was required, but another ultimate they're not going to have moving into this next fight here. So we'll see what Hui and Mac can make of theirs.
I'm looking at Sinker here to try to make some plays. Obviously, Catachrist looked really good with the Gravitons in the last series, but you know, you have to have the follow-through. Inarashi going to be there for the Space Jam, but is that going to be enough? Graviton going out. They have 2 sets.
Oh, the follow-up is there. Hurix, a great charge coming out from Hang. Is going to get rid of Beast Halo's shield for that threat of the Deadeye, but Inarashi comes down with the fist. The Meteor Strike connects. And again, they might find a way to clean this one up. Still a few key components here for the side from EHarmony. Pulse Bomb's out there. Oh, it doesn't stick, but finds a couple of kills in the midst of the AoE. And they're going to be able to somehow pull through here, X.
I feel like we haven't been able to have the benefit of seeing Addicted just do the work so far on stream. I mean, this man has been crazy with these pulse bombs so far, and I've got none of them, Storm. I've got none of them. But I definitely want to highlight this man right here on the Tracer. Has been definitely doing a fantastic job And here on the defense, we're going to be seeing Horthic with an opportunity. Space Jam coming down, and if they can find these kills, this will be big for them, and that's a...
Finds two for himself, yeah, and it just good follow through as well. Was almost going to grab the third one, but the shield from Catachrist able to save himself for the time being here. So again, they've actually held these guys in the archway for over 3 minutes at this point here, and really no progress whatsoever for this side of Bedtime Fugitives. And I feel like we're yet to see, one time we did see good communication come out from Catachrist and Inarashi to be able to find a few kills, but they couldn't finish the fight here. So I'm looking for something big from Hang. Find an Earth Shatter, get the Nano Boost onto maybe Inarashi, give it over to Hang or Catachrist. Catachrist seems to be a target they're looking for with that one. We'll see if they can come down the final stretch. Oh my goodness, dude, he had 4 of them right there. Once again, Badger wasn't caught on the end of that. Pops a sound barrier. Nano Boost out on the Catachrist as well, but there's a pulse bomb out. Misses that one from Addicted. Have the help of the sound barrier from Mac. Still down a couple of guys, and I think despite a terrific setup from Beast Halo, they can't find anything off of it.
Just really good support there from Badger primarily, but then of course Teke helping out as well. Catachrist had a good projected barrier to save a life as well, and you know, everybody just did their job exactly how they should. Now they're going to have the opportunity to get this second point. Beast Halo getting shot back a little bit, 3 meters. They need to get on the point, and it's contested, but Beast Halo and Addicted are both down, so that's going to cause point B to fall to Bedtime Fugitives, and now they're going to be able to start moving forward to this last point here. They do have a couple of options coming through. Catachrist with the Graviton Surge coming up. Sinker likes to go with the Deadeye inside of that, just in case he needs to mop up anything that doesn't get Meteor struck. Inarashi is holding on to as well.
Plenty to work with, like you had mentioned, with 2:15 to go, and now Hui actually changes over to the Diva, maybe trying to bring in a little bit of that damage from Sinker overall, who, like you said, has kind of been a big threat. Here's the Graviton Surge out into the big Meteor Strike, finds kill for himself here, and should be able to continue through with this payload. I just don't see Hui and Cozy being able to grab anything. They're just going to die off with the rest of the team here, get a little bit more ult charge if possible. They have a Nano Boost, they have a Graviton Surge, plenty to work with from the side from from EHarmony. I think they've got the necessary tools to put into an effective defense here. But again, Badger coming up onto another sound barrier could kind of negate a lot of that damage that's going to come through from Horthic.
Looking for Horthic to make that play. Has an opportunity, a great opportunity at that. 4 inside of it, make it 5. They're all low, and a great pulse bomb from Addicted, man.
Didn't even need the bio grenade there from the side of Cozy. I don't think it was a really good opportunity for them to be able to find it because of that shield up from Hang, but excellent play overall from Horthic. And Addicted, like you had mentioned, time after time, his pulse bombs have been on point. This time around, he probably caught that one on cam. Finds himself with a quad. 60 seconds to go, though. And I think that was actually a really good push from the side of Bedtime Fugitives. They forced out a lot of ultimates. They allowed Sinker to swap over to a Reaper now, which is going to be into the triple tank.
Oh, Earthshatter coming out. Not going to get too much out of that. Inarashi.
Beast Halo, though, went right behind Hang, and found himself with a triple one, Earthshatter. But again, Yurix, the follow-up not quite there, or what he was hoping for with his own Earthshatter.
And Hui right now is actually on the Winston, just trying to kind of soak some damage up, be aggressive, get in the face of this Reaper here. And actually, Sinker pushed back a bit. Might actually fall, but get some good healing. Now Inarashi hanging on to this Meteor Strike, looking for an opportunity to pull this one out. Not going to have that Graviton available. Almost gets Addicted there, but now that the fist is down, they could actually go for a kill here. He's just going to actually go for the Meteor Strike just to reset a little bit.
I love what we just saw there from Hui. You probably didn't catch it on screen there, but he was way in the back line, actually ensuring that the Ana for the side of Bedtime Fugitives wasn't making any big plays for his team. Couldn't really provide the healing that they needed on the front line, and also zoned out the Zarya. And now the Earthshatter's out there from the side of Beast Halo. They are going to be able to clean this up and hold them shy of that third and final checkpoint here on Kings Row. A rocky start for the side of EHarmony, but they cleaned it up. They hold them for 3 to 4 minutes in the streets phase here, and keep them short of that third checkpoint.
I actually really like the composition that they had set at the very end there. I think it really, really does well to empower that Reinhardt to be a little bit more aggressive. He's not on that shield duty at all times because of the fact that the Winston has a little bit more room to breathe. He can be more aggressive. He can make that plays onto Teke on the Ana in the back, as you were talking about. And on top of that, because there is that aggression on that other, I guess you could call it a pillar tank, you know, someone that you can rely on to make that space, it just allows Beast Halo to just start swinging away, and he can actually control that fight without having to keep his shield up, mitigating pressure all the time, and just soaking up damage, you know, putting out some of his own, getting that ult up quickly. Beast Halo had, I believe, 4 Earth Shatters in that side alone, and almost all of them, if not all of them, had tremendous value. It just wasn't, you know, one of them wasn't executed on to the fullest extent, and they lost that fight. But other than that, they looked tremendous. So I really do like the Winston and Reinhardt, you know, pulled together in tandem. I feel like they really accompany each other quite well, especially with Horthic there on the Zarya to kind of provide an extra a little bit of utility to support Hui if he does get aggressive, or Beast Halo if he is taking a little bit more too much pressure at the front line.
Sinker currently hovering the 76. Something we haven't seen from him today. We'll see if that's something they actually want to stick with. And currently, with about 18 seconds to go, it seems like that is going to be the pick he's going to be breaking out here. And not going to have to really worry about a diva. There is no diva. Still a triple tank setup currently in place here for the side of BN from EHarmony. Addicted on the Hanzo. We'll see if he wants to actually stick with this one. Like you said, something we have seen. We saw it in the contenders. We'll see if that's going to stay true here. He's actually going to drop down and make a change over to Tracer once again. And I think that's still a strong choice here, because Tracer was pretty much untouched throughout a lot of that match, especially the latter half and even midway when some of those big pulse bombs came through. In the back, though, Sinker takes it right to the face right away. Not going to be able to do much against the one-shot potential of the Doomfist here. And again, the traits favoring them heavily. We'll see if they can follow through with these.
Oh, Addicted looking good right now, trying to take down Hang. He's very low. They have the ability. They have the positioning. It's perfect. Pulse Bomb at the ready as well for Addicted, but he might not even need it. Great job from them to be able to clean this one up. And although Addicted fell, they will be able to sweep the rest of these guys off the board, and they should get control here.
Giving a lot of credit there to Beast Halo. The work he was able to put in on the front line, swinging away at Hang and Catachrist, got himself up to an early Earth Shatter, and found himself with a single target. I think at that point, you don't even need to find a big Earth Shatter. If you can lay one person flat and find a kill off of it, and you already have the advantage numbers, already have the spawn advantage, I think that's well worth the ultimate. He's on fire, already at 40% back up to his ultimate, looking strong here with 5-10 in the streets phase. Definitely on par with what we saw there from Bedtime Fugitives. And again, these guys are going to have to find themselves with a decent second point hold. Otherwise, it's going to be a rough match.
Now they're looking to make a hold similar to what we saw from EHarmony, where they were able to hold that archway for so long. But now, oh, coming down with an Earth Shatter, not going to find anything as Horthic was actually barriered up.
Pulse Bomb from Addicted missed once again there. Actually looked for something in the middle. I'm not sure if he was actually going for the stick, but they are going to be pushed back. And I think, again, I keep talking about these must-hold situations. And with the time that ban from EHarmony on defense actually held off at this stage in the map, and again, Bedtime Fugitives didn't finish the map out. They're going to have to try to do something similar here, and it's going to really have to be off the back of Inarashi for this next fight with Catachrist ready to go. We'll see if they can find the big combo for themselves. Looking to move in off this Graviton Surge out. Here comes the Meteor Strike into this one. They actually use the Deadeye in conjunction with it. They follow through with the kills and clean that up with ease here.
Yeah, they like to do that a lot. Use both of those DPS ults, Sinker and Inarashi, with the Meteor Strike and the Deadeye, in conjunction with that Graviton Surge, just to ensure that they find all the kills that they need. You know, I'm not sure if I agree if that's really the best option. I mean, to some extent, it does really just break the shield down just in case the Meteor Strike doesn't kill off the tanks, so you can actually clean everybody up in that single one. But Earth Shatter coming down. Hui! What an uppercut.
Hang didn't really get too much off the Earth Shatter, but the fact that he was Graviton Surged in, there really wasn't a whole lot of follow-up to be able to be had from that at that point in time. Nano Boost on to Catachrist, though, trying to melt down Addicted here on the Tracer, who does escape just narrowly. Now Beast Halo charges back into the thick of things. Doesn't quite have the burst support, though, of Cozy, who is going to be coming off of a respawn here, so needs to be a little careful, but finding a kill on the Hang is pretty big, and they're going to continue with this pressure now up top. I don't think Catachrist is able to make it out alive. He's going to be dropped. 3:05 to go. A hold before the second checkpoint would be just monumental, I'd have to say, for defense from the side of Bedtime Fugitives, if they can pull it off here. But they don't have much to work with.
Halo. I mean, the Earth Shatters historically have been very, very good from this man. Can he find another? Hang obviously looking to try to deny that as much as possible. Projected barrier going to be down. He's actually going to get a nice little charge. Going to kill the Hang. That's an Earth Shatter right there.
It's into the back with that charge, like you had mentioned, and a nano boost came out there on the Cozy. Second time we've seen it drop onto him, especially when Beast Halo has been in such an advantageous position into that back line. No reason not to give it to the experienced Reinhardt here. So securing a second checkpoint with just under 4 minutes to go. A couple of team fights will secure a Map 1 victory, but again, they're going to have to work around Inarashi and Catachrist and Sinker, who have been a deadly trio time and time again here. Addicted missing the pulse bomb once again here. Seems to be throwing it on the ground quite a bit. No kills though from that Meteor Strike combo. Regardless, Tui in the back line here picks up 2 for himself, looking for another. Not quite able to get out alive though. Actually, he does. I was wondering where he went. He actually dropped the ult down, then he's taken down.
Yeah, so unfortunately for them, I mean, they're still moving the payload here, so this is actually not that bad of a situation at all. I mean, they're not going to be able to do much of anything here. They're going to be forced to back up more than likely as they're waiting for the rest of their teammates to come through. But, you know, at the very least, they moved that objective that much closer, giving themselves a little bit more to work with here. And, oh, they're not going to get anything off of that Graviton Surge at all.
Oh, Horthic put to sleep with the nano boost and somehow falls off the map at the same time. A series of unfortunate events for him, and again, ultimates that they could have really, you know, made better use of, I guess, moving into the next fight here. No nano boost, no pulse bomb ready to go. Hui now over to the McCree. We'll see what he can make of it. And the Beast Halo going down, just adding to the time being drawn off the clock here. 2:30 to go here, and again, it's back up to Inarashi and Catachrist. They have great uptime on those ultimates. And if they can keep that going here, because I think they have a real shot to make the hold.
We're seeing Catachrist get that Graviton up, looking for an opportunity here. No Diva to scoop this one out. Hui going off of the Winston and over to the McCree that he was on just previously, getting a lot of damage off at the moment, and that's the Graviton.
Here comes the Meteor Strike into it. Doesn't even need it at this point. I think that was a little over. I don't even want to say overkill because it's the combo you want to see, but they had such good follow-up off of the Graviton Surge alone here, to where, you know, thankfully they didn't use the Deadeye.
Now this time it wasn't necessary, and holding on to it was the best option. And that's what I was talking about before. I mean, there's certainly some situations where you do want to use it, but that was certainly not one of them there. And I think it's really good that they were able to hold on to that ult, because it's going to have tremendous value here to zone out multiple people from inside a band from EHarmony to be able to try to isolate and find some kills in this next fight.
Pulse bombs out there from the side of Addicted. A third one just not finding anybody here. In the back, though, we see the Shatter coming out from Beast Halo. He gets the nano boost as well. What can he find with it? Not a whole lot, because Badger was on top of that sound barrier here. Now Beast Halo pinned into the corner. He's not going to be able to make it out alive. On the front end, it was Catachrist with that nano boost who cleans it up for the rest of the squad. 60 seconds to go, and this is starting to look like it will come down to a final fight here. It's a band from EHarmony on their back foot. I don't even know if they're going to be able to pull through with this.
Bedtime Fugitives just looking better and better as time goes on, it seems. I mean, Catachrist getting close to a Graviton Surge once again here. Obviously on pace with Horthic, so we might see contested Gravitons coming down at the same time, as this fight is going to be likely the last one here.
Eye out from Hui. Can he get the Doomfist in the back? He is going to be able to spot him out, finds the kill. That is huge for these guys moving forward. They're going to pop a sound barrier off of this, but Catachrist is in the back line, launches out the Graviton Surge, only connects onto Horthic here. There's the charge from Beast Halo. In the wrong direction. I think they could have used him elsewhere. There's a Graviton Surge now out from Horthic. Pulse bomb ready to go. Can he connect onto it? Finds 2 for himself. That's going to be exactly what they needed to be able to grab the victory here. Inarashi coming up on a Meteor Strike. He's going to be taken down. All 6 are off the board. Badger will try to speed boost them back here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He doesn't have a whole lot of company. Sinker now over to a Sombra. Catachrist on the Diva as well, trying to stall as best they can. The Earth Shatter from Beast Halo gets a nano boost, but he misses his Earth Shatter. Hang now is able to connect onto a couple. Meteor Strike onto the map now, trying to force them off the payload right now, but not a whole lot to work with from either side. Hui on the Bastion in the back, trying to melt them down. They find the kills. They have a pulse bomb. Not even going to need it here, and that's going to be banned from EHarmony, securing a map #1 victory in overtime, about as close as it gets.
Man, these guys have had to fight through everything to get to this point, and now have to continue that fight, continue that struggle up against Bedtime Fugitives, who are certainly giving them just as hard of a time here. Band from eHarmony moving now into Nepal with that 1-0 advantage. That's going to be big for them. I mean, but right at the end there, Cozy. I mean, that's why you get this guy on your roster. This man is insane with the amount of control he gives, with the healing he puts out. Really good play from him at the end, and that's Ana play just across the board, looking good from these two teams. Teke, you know, we highlighted in that last series, looking good, and Addicted, man, with that play of the game.
I'll be honest, 13 pulse bomb kills. I mean, it was lovely play from him, man, but I feel like, I'm going to be honest, it could have been so much more as well. That could have been 20, 25 pulse bomb kills on the board. The last, not the last one, but the 3 before that were just, they all over the place. I mean, it's tough. It really is, but I feel like he's a very good player, and I feel like stick a couple more of those, and that match is going to be a lot easier for you guys, and that's just one player. So even with that, eHarmony still coming out on top. We're going to be headed to Nepal. We've only got control point maps left here, so we're going to be headed to Nepal. Map number 3 would be Lijiang Tower. We'll see what they're able to make of this one.
Nepal is an interesting map because it's, in my opinion, a little bit different than what you can anticipate from a lot of the other ones. I think Lijiang Tower and Nepal are very kind of, I mean, quite different in the way that you play them. Nepal has a couple of opportunities to kind of take advantage of these long shooting lanes, especially on Sanctum. You get a little bit of that Pharah Mercy potential on you know, some of the maps as well, but you know, I'm not sure what to expect exactly from these two teams. Reaper is certainly an option if you want to bring it out. In some cases, we've seen Mei pretty recently as well. Obviously, in the past, that's been a pretty solid pick on maps like Village, but even recently, we've seen it come out. So Nepal's going to be an interesting one. Bedtime Fugitives, I mean, obviously, we have no idea what to expect from these guys, but man, from eHarmony, I'm expecting pretty much the same. Addicted, likely to pick up that Tracer. Pretty much the only thing that we could see that would be wildly different would be basically just what Hui and Horthic wind up doing, because as we know, Horthic, very, very good on that hit scan DPS, but typically has been playing that Zarya. I think last week we saw him playing a lot of Soldier too.
Just waiting on the okay from Bedtime Fugitives to get into this game. Might need a moment to recover after that one, because that was a roller coaster of events there, I guess, from both teams. Looking like eHarmony had the advantage throughout most of that. Bedtime Fugitives coming back, and eHarmony taking it in overtime. Like you had mentioned, just coming down to the wire, and it feels like a lot of these games are down to the wire for Bedtime Fugitives. Narrowly squeaking out a couple of victories on round of 8, and now in the semifinals, just dropping that one due to that final team fight. And we'll see what they're able to make of it here on Control Point, as we're going to be headed to Village to get this one started. Potentially going to see some Pharah Mercy come out from the side of Band from eHarmony, but it looks like Cozy currently on the Zenyatta, so potentially not the case. I'm curious to see if they want to head over to that with Hui, though.
All right. Make a couple of swaps on the overlay, but we're good now. And Inarashi with the Pharah Mercy. This is that map I was talking about where it's very likely that we will see the Pharah Mercy come into play. Here on Village, you see it quite a lot. Really, really good map for him. We'll see Hang coming over to that Winston. Catacris going over to the Diva, and Sinker actually on the McCree here. Addicted going to be on the McCree himself, so they're going to actually go for a double hit scan here, which is huge, I think, actually. Addicted and Horthic, both on McCree and Soldier respectively, but he's actually going to swap over to that Tracer. If he would actually, if he would have stuck to that, they would have been able to just destroy Inarashi. But I think Inarashi on the Tracer is, or sorry, Addicted on the Tracer is a much better play. I think that definitely suits their team comp a little bit better here.
And you're also talking about Cozy on the Zenyatta here. I mean, his Ana play is great, but so is that Zenyatta. I think he's going to be able to add a bit of pressure with Horthic onto Pharah, ensure that Inarashi isn't able to fly too high to get started. And it looks like the kind of strategy they're going for is ignore the Pharah right away, pick up the kills on the rest of the team, then Hui can get into the face of the Pharah and find an easy sweep across the board there. It's Band from eHarmony, wasting no time whatsoever to secure their first points.
And that's exactly what their comp allows them to do. They can kind of just go for a counter dive style, because they do have that Diva in play as well as that Soldier. They brought the Tracer back in. They have the ability to run that ground game, allow Hang to come in, try to be aggressive, and then just have Horthic and Addicted alongside Cozy just destroy him as fast as possible. This time, though, not going to seem to work out at all as Hang takes Cozy out, and that's a huge piece of the puzzle for them to deal with this Winston.
And a lot of that was because Sinker brought 2 people back onto the point when he contested it, and it allowed for a 5-on-4 situation on the high ground to find that kill for himself. But even so, they pull back as a unit. They found a couple of crucial kills there onto Teke and Badger, and they're going to be able to clean them up once again here, and really not be forced to use any ultimates other than that pulse bomb from Addicted, already back to 50%, and now they're sitting at 50% on the board here with a tactical visor ready to go. Resurrect hasn't even been generated from the side of Bedtime Fugitives. If they don't get anything this next fight, it could be game over for them.
Yeah, they really have to get a lot done, actually, at 60% right now. If they get a slow-paced engagement, this could be pretty much it for them as support ults coming out. Both of them at the same time. Teke going to be dropped first here by Horthic.
That's a great focus fire coming down there from the tactical visor, who racks up 3 in the midst of that one. And on the other end, Beast Halo got hit by the pulse bomb. He was actually forced to drop his ultimate, wanted to ensure his longevity in that fight here. Now up to 80%. We do see a brief change for Catachrist over to D.Va here. I think he was on the D.Va, but actually lost the mech potentially and backed off. That must have been the case. But even so, not a whole lot to work with from the side of Banned from EHarmony. So definitely the best opportunity now for Bedtime Fugitives to get it rolling here, X.
And Arashi forced to get kind of low and be aggressive, trying to focus down the D.Va, taking a lot of time out of his own hands, and now getting focused out by Horthic to some extent. They need to make sure that Teke stays alive. He's under fire here, forced to res up. Only Sinker. They've got some kills on the board thanks to that barrage. Can they hold on here? It looks like that is going to be the case.
Not a really good spot for Horthic to be able to find anything. So yeah, he's going to just be forced back off of that one. Still, getting up to 99%. Is no easy feat by any means, so they're just going to look to get a regroup here. They know that they forced out quite a few ultimates from the side from Bedtime Fugitives here, but Teke is already at 62%, back up to his ultimate once again. Something they're going to have to really keep an eye on. If Horthic can get back up to that tactical visor, he should be able to take care of business, but no, he has dropped early on here with Cozy as well. So again, not in a good spot to be able to find anything for themselves here, because they're just going to be feeding up more ultimate charge, but maybe able to pull back if Addicted can keep himself alive here. Has a pulse bomb. Can he get a stick onto Catachrist? Going to look for a self-destruct out there from Hui to find something. Not going to be the case. 2 tanks still on the point against just Addicted and Hui, and they're going to actually look to funnel back into this.
Really great control from Addicted. I mean, they should be able to take Hangout. He actually Primal Rages just to get that health reset. That's really good for them to be able to hang on, as both of their tanks were able to basically mitigate everything that Addicted had been doing for some time. Catachrist trying to hang on to that mech. That's not going to be the case, as Badger actually is going to get... Oh, he got destroyed by Addicted, and they make that flip, and they'll probably take this first round with it.
I love what I saw from Cozy as well. His transcendence was at the hands of Hang with, like you said, he was forced to reset or with his Primal Rage, but Cozy able to keep him alive and allowed Horthic to actually pop his tactical visor in a pretty solid high ground position and move down to the lower ground and find a few kills to wrap that fight up. So a 1-0 lead here on Nepal for the side of Banned from EHarmony. Moving to Sanctum. We'll see if they're able to continue with this flow. And Arashi currently on the Doomfist. And Hang over to the Reinhardt. We'll see if Beast Halo is going to make that change. Sometimes you do actually see that here, but it looks like currently going to stick with the dive-oriented composition.
Interestingly enough, Sinker is going to be the hit scan here, and he's going to be opting for McCree as opposed to the standard soldier that you would see here, just dishing out lots and lots and lots of consistent damage around those really, really long shooting lanes. Horthic, of course, going to have that Soldier 76 and looking for a little bit of a wrap play, flanking around the side, looking to try to shut these guys down. Badger very low. Can he get shut down? He actually does get the kill. Horthic looking for a little bit more, and EHarmony with this flank play from the Soldier 76 looking very, very strong.
That was about as clean cut as it gets right there. And Arashi didn't really provide much to his team at the end of that fight. He was so low, couldn't really get to a health pack, and not a whole lot of damage really available in the latter half of that fight to be able to find anything off of that one. So again, a good start from Banned from EHarmony, racking up the first points on the board here. No changes right away from Bedtime Fugitives. Want to stick with this composition, see if they can make it work with the Doomfist. A lot of walls for him to try to work with here. Sleep Dart all the way in the back. We'll see if they find something off it. Not going to be the case, though. We'll see if Hui's going to move in. Hui is near full charge right now, melting these guys down. Hang's actually way out of position. Graviton Surge into the back here. Not a whole lot of follow-up damage is available, as Addicted didn't have an opportunity to throw on the Pulse Bomb. And now Bedtime Fugitives looking to make their move.
Oh, the Nano Boost coming out for Hui. He's going to have a huge amount of DPS, and alongside Addicted, they're starting to clean things up here, Storm.
Sinker just needs to be taken care of. Like you said, Hui, he was basically full charge throughout the entire fight, melting these guys down. They need to find a way to get a grip on them, as we're finally going to see some ultimates come through from the side of Bedtime Fugitives. Kind of the same story as Village in the first round here. We see the first few fights go to ban from EHarmony. Finally, some ultimates come up from Bedtime Fugitives. Maybe an opportunity for them to find something great. Sleep Dart on a Cataclysm. Now it's going to be on the Beast. Halo Earthshatter's out. Hang hits just one. Sinker falls through with the Deadeye. Inarashi is not going to... Oh, can he get the safety? No, not going to be the case. He falls into the pit. Unfortunate for him, but Horthic now coming out, has an ultimate ready to go. Graviton Surge comes through, finds one for himself, and Bedtime Fugitives with the numbers advantage on the point.
So despite poor old Inarashi falling to his death, they still hang on, get the flip, but we saw a similar flip time in the last set, or in the last round rather, and you know, they weren't able to hang on for as long as they needed to, and here with the flip at 85%, I mean, you have to hang on for quite some time, and Beast Halo just serving himself up on a silver platter there.
Gotta find an opportunity for Horthic to get something with the Tactical Visor here. Get a good position. I think Addicted can be that opportunity. If he can find himself with the Pulse Bomb to draw him back, or at least be a nuisance into that back line. But the big thing is that there's such a threat from Sinker with the McCree that he might not be able to find that position to get into. Graviton Surge is out there, only connects onto Hang, but I think that's a worthy opponent. In the back, that's what he's looking for. Addicted with the double kill onto a support, and Sinker eliminating that big threat for himself. The Nano Boost is onto the Tracer here. They think they can clean it up right now, and I think that's going to be the case. They don't even need to drop the Tactical Visor. They can hold on to that one to push him off the point here, Alex. We'll see. Flip's going to come through. They've got 15 seconds to get a regroup.
Now Beast Halo looking for one of those plays that we're used to seeing him make. If they do wind up going to this right side, and they are trying to bait them over here, Hui of course trying to make sure that they go over there, but Cozy needs to make sure that he's not sniping out, so he isn't giving away the fact, oh, he's going to have an opportunity here. Storm is going to be perfect.
Graviton Surge is out. Tactical Visor's here. There's the Nano Boost, excuse me, there's the Sound Barrier that came out there, but the big Bio Grenade came through there on, excuse me, that was from Cozy. And I think that's just enough to be able to secure this one. Still 4 people actually in there. I don't know. Nano Boost out onto Cataclysm. I think they might have this. Cozy again with the Bio Grenade. They get the flip in overtime here, and they have a real shot to take a round.
That was a rare moment where Beast Halo had a great opportunity to land the perfect Earthshatter. Would have been able to lock down the supports and the DPS at the very least, maybe even 2 DPS, but didn't actually manage to get that one. Tried to get a little bit too confident with his ability to land more. Tried to get the Reinhardt in there as well, but of course gave that one away. Now he's going to be swapping back over to that Reinhardt as he was trying to get onto the Winston to get back quickly, and now looking for some more opportunities. This is going to be the last way to determine who gets this point here on Sanctum.
Inarashi on the point, looking to get rid of Beast Halo. In the back, it's Addicted again, finding an opportunity for the Pulse Bomb. Earthshatter came out there from the side of Hang on the edge, got immediately taken down. There's a Graviton Surge. Hui has been a big impact player here for the side of his team. He is going to be dropped with the Nano Boost on him. He was charged up and ready to go. In overtime, though, it's Horthic against Inarashi and Sinker. He's going to be taken down. Beast Halo trying to get on the point, not going to make it in time. And it's going to be tied up 1-1 here on the Paul.
I really do think that Beast Halo should have been able to clutch that out for his team. Not there, but just prior when they had control of the point, when he was flanking around, he had that great opportunity just to get behind that Reinhardt, take what he could, and try to find some kills, put down some pressure, and take those supports out of the play right from the get-go. Now they're tied up, and I think it's a little unnecessary that they are at this stage. Nonetheless, though, here on Shrine, it seems as though we will see a couple of swaps coming out. Cataclysm going, of course, back over to that Zarya that we've seen him on for quite some time. And Arashi coming over to the Genji Teke, now on that Zenyatta for himself. And I really like what I'm seeing so far, actually, from EHarmony with the new players added as well. It's just got to make sure you make those plays, or else you can lose Shrine like that, man, or sorry, lose Sanctum like that, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, but thankfully for the side of ban from EHarmony is that they've got off to a strong start in the previous 2 rounds, and you can really snowball this point in particular more so than the other 2, given that high ground advantage naturally, obviously. So we'll see if that's going to be the case this time around. As EHarmony on the Genji, like you had mentioned, he is a potent threat on that one. We'll see if they find a way to actually deal with him here. No Zarya from Hui, though. And right away, it's actually going to be Bedtime Fugitives establishing themselves with nearly the capture, but the kills really aren't flowing their way. Cozy and Horthic on the side providing a bit of a DPS threat, and that's going to allow Beast Halo to jump in there, look for Sinker, and I think they find this first points. Still finding a way to contest for the time being, but they will come through with the first points here. It's going to look good.
Horthic, ooh, a little out of position right now. Can they take advantage? He actually does find his way back up. And now we will see Catacris coming through, trying to make sure that they have some kind of frontline threat, forcing Horthic back to the stairs, and a Graviton coming down, looking for the kills. Horthic gonna fall.
It's gonna actually catch people on both sides. Pulse Bomb's out there from Addicted, grabs one for himself, as they did manage to get rid of Mac and Horthic had the Tactical Visor ready to go, so maybe if he can come off a respawn, if they can sustain long enough. Beast Halo has his Primal Rage. Does he want to pop it? No, he's going to actually just go ahead and give this up, but still, Mac is on the point trying to contest. He's taken care of, as Badger says no to him. 36% put up, the smallest amount we've seen in the 3 rounds here from the side of ban from EHarmony to get the match underway here.
Ooh, a little overzealous on that one. EHarmony as well as Sinker, both dying off. Now 6v4, no DPS threats at all on the board for Bedtime Fugitives.
And that's going to be an easy capture. There's really nothing they can do other than maybe try to contest and pop out a few ultimates. Maybe they could have dropped that Transcendence or the Primal Rage to hold as long as they can, but again, not ideal situations for them. They're going to move in. Dragon Blade ready to go from EHarmony. He's in the back line looking for something here. Not going to really find a whole lot. Too much pressure coming out from Horthic with the Tactical Visor on the side. Now on the point here, Primal Rage comes out here from the side of Beast Halo. He knocks Catacris on the top of the building, forces out a Graviton Surge into a position he probably wasn't looking for here. Cozy with a Transcendence. They do take care of Badger, who is trying to drop the beat. I think that's good for Badger. He has his ultimate moving into potentially the final fight of this map.
Hang just saying goodnight and just jumping off the map there, but looking for that reset. Now they're going to come in and they will have that opportunity. Badger with that sound barrier, really the only option that they have here to try to get in there, but coming through. Need to make sure that they get a lot of value out of that. Tech A going to be dropped, and he only finds 3 in the sound barrier.
Not what you're looking for at this stage. I mean, you're going to be headed into overtime. You did get rid of Horthic, and Horthic, it's been a struggle for him this match, this round in particular. He's really found it difficult to get away from the Tracer of Sinker and EHarmony in general. Now we actually see Mac connecting with his sound barrier. They should be able to mop this up. I don't see Sinker as a potent threat to be able to hold off 5 members as this overtime is going to take down Teke, is in the area. He's going to be taken down. And now it's banned from EHarmony, 1 round away from moving into tonight's finals.
2 opportunities to close it out here. Now that they have this 2-1 advantage moving forward, now we're gonna have to see what maps we get out of this. I mean, no matter the map, I feel like they have a very solid chance at pulling this one out. It is going to be Village. They looked incredibly strong in this one. I think they're strongest personally. So this works out good for EHarmony. Good opportunity to move themselves into the finals here, but we'll have to see as Addicted, Horthic, both still on those same picks. Hui, of course, on that Diva. No swaps yet for Bedtime Fugitives, and potentially none at all coming.
Well, we are headed to Village, and this was I'd say this is probably the best map we saw overall from Band from EHarmony. This is the one they got up to 99% originally. They gave up about 60%, but I feel like it was a little sloppy on their end at that point here. This time around, though, they won't have to deal with the Fair Mercy here from EHarmony. So regardless, they clean it up here without an issue. EHarmony comes through with a kill for himself, but I just don't see Sinker as a threat to be able to find the remaining few kills. And the first objective points going over to EHarmony. A terrific start here. They take this round. They're in the finals.
They've had such good pacing in these first fights on every single one of these maps here, and now they're just looking to try to maintain control. They've done a very good job of that so far in the past. Badger taking a lot of damage initially, and you definitely are looking for Cozy to try to get a little bit more ult charge here alongside Addicted, as these guys have been very good when they've been able to get those. And this time, looking not only at Addicted, but Beast Halo just inside of the enemy team, just throwing out fists.
And they're going to be forced to back off once again now. Horthic on fire. He's got that tactical visor ready to go. We'll see if Inarashi can match him with the Dragon Blade. But again, it's going to be a sound barrier from Mac. Badger ready to go with his. Curious to see what they want to drop in this next fight. They're going to take a little bit different of approach this time around. Definitely something I like to see. Sound barrier initiation from the side of Badger, but not enough to save his fellow Zenyatta player here. A pretty easy sign that Ban from EHarmony won't really have to drop any more ultimates in this fight. But Catacris goes home with 2 kills before actually finds himself still alive in this fight here. They're going to force out a Transcendence now from Cozy to keep him alive. Tactical Visor now out from Horthic. It's going to be into a Dragon Blade and Defense Matrix. Not a lot of targets. It's flipped midpoint here. Can they pull back into this?
That was actually really good for Horthic that he got booted back, because otherwise he would have gotten cut up by that Genji. They can actually turn this one back around. A nice sound barrier coming out, and despite the fact that it got flipped, if they can win this fight quickly, this will still work out very much in their favor. I think that they're going to be able to pull that one off.
See what at what cost though? Are they going to force out this ultimate from Heng? I don't see why not at this point. He's actually, no, he just gets dropped. And they're just going to see if Badger can hold on for a couple more seconds. He's going to be taken down. They put up 28%, which is okay at this stage, but with only 30% to go for the side of Ban from EHarmony and a late kill onto Badger here. This will be the final fight if Bedtime Fugitives are going to end up dropping this series here. Not a lot to work with from either end, which could mean, you know, Bedtime Fugitives have a real shot if they can find a pulse bomb from Stinker.
Yeah, I'm looking at Badger to try to stay alive here. Teke already under pressure. If he goes down, it's all over, and that's going to be Beast Halo finding that kill. Not only that, but he takes Badger out of the equation. That's both supports and the sound barrier out, and now looking to shut down the Genji as well. Should be able to find that one.
He was trying to drop the beat as he was being taken down. That's this, I believe, like the second time we've seen that in this game alone here. Catacris going to be taken out of the mech here. Here's the tactical visor. That's going to secure it for Horthic and the rest of Ban for EHarmony. Going to be a 2-0 set. They will find themselves in the finals tonight up against Prestige Worldwide.
Man, really good stuff from these guys. Now going to be taking on Prestige Worldwide, and we won't get exactly what we were talking about before of that, you know, potential final that could actually ensue from the open division, which of course would have included the team you just witnessed actually falling to Ban from EHarmony, and Bedtime Fugitives not going to have that chance. But I think Ban from EHarmony is actually going to look super good here. But against Prestige Worldwide, we haven't seen this team in a while, Storm. So I'm curious to see how much they've adjusted to the new meta, you know, how they look. Have they gotten better? And if so, and I imagine they have, how much? Because Ban from EHarmony looks very, very good.
I think they've gotten, you know, we'll touch on this after the break here, but I think this is going to be Prestige Worldwide all the way. Just my initial prediction. I mean, looking at their open record, who they've played. I mean, they're 7-0 in the record along with Bedtime Fugitives, but the list of teams they've beaten in the open is very impressive to say the least. But like you said, we haven't seen them in AG in quite some time. So there's really no tell. EHarmony, a 2-0 there, looking really strong. I think we're in for a good one.